And Richard, welcome, Richard D. Avenzo. Dr. Robert, is that praise the Lord, Dr. Robert Dinkins. And Robert Rondi, welcome to Montez and Rosemary and Ro and Ruth, all these, man, Samantha and Sandra and Sean and Sergeant T. And Sheila and Siobhan and Success 44. Oh, I love that. Success 44. That's what I'm talking about. Sonny, Taylor, Tish, welcome. The Medinaires, if I got that wrong, forgive me. Thomas Robinson, Tony. Hey, thank you for joining us. Tony Hill and Tristan Carter and Vicky Taylor and Vincent Bosley and Wendell Richardson, William Long, Warrell Sullivan. Oh my goodness, they just keep coming and coming and coming. And it's absolutely incredible. So I just want to thank you. So many of you, but we have to get started here. So everybody real quick, take your phone, invite somebody. Donna Rose, welcome. Doug, welcome. Eric, thanks for joining us. Man, they just keep on coming. Where are all these good people coming from? Oh my goodness. I guess good people are attracted. Charles Fuller, welcome. Oh my goodness gracious. They're coming from all over the place. So is that
Dr.
crazy?
Stan?
Yes.
Stan, are we ready to go?
We are ready to go in just a minute, sir. So let me stop here. I think that was his way of saying, be quiet. All righty.
I can't quite.
I'm like you. I don't take hints. I tell my wife, I said, I don't take hints. She kicks me under the table. I'm like, baby, why are you kicking me? Am I doing something wrong? Anyway, all righty, everybody. Hey, this Dr.
Dr. Stan, I have a lot of power, but I don't have enough power to shut you up. You are amazing. You are absolutely the most inspirational person, and you have helped my soul grow this week. We won't talk about that tonight, but ladies and gentlemen, that man right there helped me take good high ground.
You helped my pocket, my wallet grow. So, hey, everybody, let me just say, everybody, welcome. This is Dr. Stan Harris, known as Dr. Breakthrough. And I just want to welcome everybody on behalf of We Too. I'm going to introduce you to our CEO, Mr. Delano Steinacker. Now, this is a man, listen, this is a man with a passion. This is a man, listen, my friend, he is a straight shooter. That's one thing I love about him. You don't ever have to worry. Delano will let you know. I mean, he's a straight shooter, but guess what? He shoots from a heart of love. And I've never seen a man that's so strong in 1 minute and the next minute bring up pets and dogs and he's in tears, right? And guess what? He has a heart for people, especially those who are We Too holders. So if you're one of those 1,700 We Too holders, and our goal is to be at 2,500 by March 25th, my friend. And make sure, of course, you're going to Twitter also and follow us on Twitter. But I'm going to turn it over to our CEO. You're going to hear him with great delight. Again, he's got a heart of passion. He knows the facts. He's got a heart as big as Texas. He loves to have fun. And most importantly, my friend, he's going to empower you with this powerful concept called We Too. Take it away, my friend.
Thank you, Dr. Stan. And it is always hard to follow you, period. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to start with just a quick brief about We Too Project, in case there's a lot of people on here that are not familiar with what we're doing and what our project is. We are not simply a cryptocurrency token. We are a full Delaware C corporation that's set to go public in the coming months. We're taking a serious approach. Unlike other cryptocurrency tokens, we have a physical address. It's published. You can send us mail, and you can call our We Too phone number that's published and get a person, because we're a real company doing real things. We're not just the 501 charity. We're the 501 charity supported with a C Corp going public to feed the 501c3. We're doing this out of the compassion of our hearts and a desire to give people an opportunity to grow their wealth while supporting a charity without even knowing it. Every time you transact, buy, sell We Too's, trade them to somebody else, send them over here. The charity wallet and the 501c3, which is again a Delaware corporation, is fed the residuals, some of them, the proportionate share, and they can't touch their original wallet. They can only live off of the transaction fees they get from liquidity pools and reflections. And so far, ladies and gentlemen, that leads me into the next subject. We too officially announces today our first rescue. We have grown to the point we're doing our first rescue. He's a 6-year-old lab and he has paralytic issues. It's almost impossible for him to stand on his own. But ladies and gentlemen, and I know why. So I don't judge a man, but I know why it happened. But somebody took Army, is his name now, and this 6-year-old lab was thrown out of a vehicle, not thrown. I think of it that way, but somebody had no choice but to leave this animal on the side of the highway. And I know why. I know how heartbreaking it is to not be able to come up with money. Army's bills for the first 2 days were over $5,000. And I can understand if you were faced with a vet telling you that saving your beloved family friend, and whoever did this, I hope they see that we saved him, or at least tried. But a rescue group for Labradors in Phoenix, Arizona, picked up Army and brought him into a very good, responsive veterinarian clinic. He has spent several days there now on We2's bill. Thank you, Team We2. Because Army was tossed out because nobody could afford to help him. We2 can, thanks to you. And we transferred funds to the veterinarians and the rescue groups today. And we took total control over Army's care. If I have the right file, I don't know where I set it.
He's currently at the Veterinary Neurological Center in Tucson, just for everyone's edification.
We transferred him over to a specialist today, a neurology specialist. And listen, his prognosis may not be as great as we would have wanted for our first rescue. And even if he doesn't make it, ladies and gentlemen, little Army, a 6-year-old guy looking up with eyes on, he knows. This morning he got up, he ate a meal, he was assisted walked till he had a bowel movement. He was then brought back in, groomed and gotten ready, and we transferred him over to a neurology specialist in the veterinarian field. Now, if this works out, Army's gonna have a new home. I'm sure plenty of people would give him a home no matter what his prognosis is. But ladies and gentlemen, We2 is a lot deeper than that. If Army doesn't make it, at least his last few days, he was being pet, fed, groomed, and told every 15 to 20 minutes. This veterinarian group is really incredible. And every 15 to 20 minutes, all of their patients just get an affirmation hug, a pat on the back of the neck. Army, you're going to make it, buddy. You're loved. You're a good boy. And if our results are only that much, God bless the chance to save Army. And the only way that Army Rescue 1 is being taken care of like this is because We2 stepped in. And let's see where this leads. But our first rescue mission is underway. In a moment or two, I'll figure out how to share the pictures of him.
Mr. Steinacker, if I may, I'd like to go ahead and share my screen and I can show you folks at home just some photos that we got today.
Give me just a moment in advanced settings to make sure that all participants can do so. Go ahead. You went mute.
My apologies. Folks, here is Army being loaded out to go from the regular animal hospital over into the neurological center. So he's been in pretty rough shape, but he's a trooper and we're very hopeful. Here's just really quick, let me see if I can share this with you guys. Here he is. There's our guy.
and we transferred him to pretty much about the most advanced neurological center for veterinarians in Phoenix, Arizona. They have a good record, and we're just honored that Team We2 has built us up to the point where we do what we say we're out to do. The proof is going to be in what we lay down. When we get up to 2,500 holders, we'll be able to get our market cap listing, coin market cap. That's our gold standard. Millions of people will see us. And listen to me, Team We2. If we take this to 2,500 and then 1 million holders, the organization will be doing this 3 or 4 times a day. It's going to take me a moment. Dr. Stan, you got anything to say?
Wow, 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 what a heart. See, folks, here we're not just doing good financially, we're doing well while doing good. And I'm telling you, We2, here's the way I pinned it, and that is this: We2 is the new crypto with a passion for pets and a purpose for people that levels the financial playing field by producing increase for everyday people. I've never seen anything like this, my friend. Let me say it again. It's the new crypto with a passion for pets and a purpose for people that levels the financial playing field by producing increase for everyday people. As a matter of fact, just right before this, there was a gentleman that we helped get started, and his account is already at $48,000 in just 20 days. $48,000 in just 20 days. And folks, I'm telling you, imagine, as our CEO said, the more that we want to hurry up and get to 2,500 members by the 25th, by the way, because again, when we do that, what happens? Well, we're able, as he mentioned, to get listed on CoinMarketCap and these other places. There are people looking for tokens, looking for coins. They can't even find us yet unless someone is part of us tells them. But once we hit 2,500 and we're all over the place, every last one of you, you're going to see this, my friend. Your appreciating assets are going to appreciate so much more. It's going to be incredible. So again, help me with that battle cry: 2,500 by March the 25th. That's 2,500 holders by March 25th. And you might even want to do like I've done and many others. Like in my account, I have an account for my wife. I have an account for my son. I have an account, a sub account for all of my children. And now for Christmas, Easter, birthday, whatever, guess what? I pull that money from that account to do that. Dale, I even set up a vacation fund. Will I ever use it? Yeah.
Tell me when I get a break.
And then guess what? I got the idea last night. I was showing some team members the different accounts that I have, and you can start each one with just $50. I got one, we're renewing our vows on our anniversary, which is May 15th. So we're doing it on Saturday the 14th. Well, I set up an account for expenses for the vow renewal service. Dale, I put $100 in 14 days ago. I think it's already at $2,900. Folks, I'm telling you,
wait till we get our coin market cap listing, because we will go from thousands of holders to hundreds of thousands of holders the day that happens. So if people can go out there, and I did a little short video earlier asking for favor from Team We2, because as Dr. Stan says, it's a win-win-win. Okay. If all of us get out there, all of the members in Team We2, do the things Dr. Stan's saying, get other people, let them know this is the real deal here. We'll get to that 2,500 real quick. We2 wins. You win for doing it, because we get our coin market cap listing and we will have hundreds of thousands of users. And at that point, your price is going to go way beyond where it is now. Everything you see on the chart as an up will get crushed flat to the ground to where we're going. And that's your second win. The third win, today we started into motion, and I'm still just, you just don't know how passionate I am about the purpose of We2. It's not about making the money. It's about the fact that that dog right now is being cared for instead of laying on the side of the road dying in the bushes. And We Two's doing it. Team We Two's doing it. That's your third win. Win. We're all the way in.
And Dale, the more again this happens, the more armies we can help. No, next time it's going to be Navy, right?
I told the lady at the lab rescue, if she wants to bring another lab rescue, he better be Navy, because my son graduated U.S. Naval Academy. He is Lieutenant Commander Steinecker, working on getting Commander Steinecker position. And I have to let him see a video where I am forced to say, "Go Army." And now I've got to face my Naval Academy son, who is a lot bigger than me, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, that I said that publicly. The next one's going to be Go Navy, or any other precious animal that we, all of us, have eyes and a vision on the universe. Every one of us, whether you're a fuzzy person or a human person, we're all people in God's eyes. And if we can help them, we're also helping the 365 families per year attached to them. And what I mean by that is our initial goal in the foundation is to get, as soon as possible, get to a point where we're doing a surgery or rescue per day, a new army every day, a new fluffy coming in, a new, even chihuahuas. No, I'm kidding. I love them. But
Mr. Steiner, we had a question. We have CC Rich 76 wants to know, how do I participate?
Get some We Twos, get a handle in your hand. Talk to Dr. Stan or our Director of Outreach, which is Carol Hudson, and they will help you. And we've got a gentleman, Howard, is also very, very helpful in the community of We Two. And they can all help you get your handle of We Two, how you set up your wallet, get your BNB, convert it to We Two, set up your real exchange, the one where you have to put in real information. KuCoin, Binance.us, Coinbase is acceptable, but they don't do BNB yet directly. And then you set that account up, and that's the one you're going to link to your bank account, so that when you say, wow, I put in $1,500, it's $6,000, I want to take $3,000 out, that's the way you have to do it. You're going to have to transfer, sell We Twos into BNB, transfer it to your Binance.us, KuCoin, or other exchanges, where you're going to have to give them your real information, because they're going to tag your bank account. They need to know who you are, where you are, copies of your driver's license, just as if you set up a bank account or a stock trading account. And you're going to have to do that, because that's the point of exit, where you will send the BNB over, convert it to any fiat money you want, US dollars, and then transfer it to your bank account, take your debit card out and go buy what you need to buy, pay what you need to pay. So you need to go through those steps. And so I hope I answered that well. Go ahead.
Awesome. We have over 200 people. So Dell, again, do you want to just give a quick short overview of, again, what is We Two?
We Two is not just a token. It is a C Corp from Delaware that is structured and planned to go public. It runs the token. The token and the transactions that all of you, Team We Two, do feed a residual wallet that feeds our 501c3 charitable organization, again, out of Delaware. The two combined, one runs the tokenomics, and you guys can see this on our roadmap at our website. The other one does the charitable works. You're not coming into a cryptocurrency token. You're coming into a real business with a real charity, with a real outreach. And as of today, our first real rescue, that's what We Two token is. Now, what does We Two token do for you? As you ride this wave up, as we continue to grow over the coming months and months and months and months, We'll hit a penny. Just stew that, figure that out. I am not a financial advisor. I can't tell you what to do. I don't trust my own opinions. You shouldn't either. Do your own due diligence. But if you walk into We2 right now and 48 months from now, it's a penny. Everybody's got calculators. That's what we do for the people of Team We2. While you're trading your We2s, buying and selling and transferring and making profit, residuals go over to the 501c3's wallet, and the 501c3 directly pays veterinarians to directly, we're not going to give a $60,000 endowment to a charitable organization and call it quits. We save dogs. No, we're setting up a 501c3 with a self-perpetuating fund so it can continue to do these works day after day after day. And when we reach our goal, our short-term goal of one rescue, one surgery, one medical treatment per day, we're only halfway started to turning on the engine. This is big. This is my commitment. And We2 is going to be an incredible project that makes a lot of people money and profit. But otherwise, it's also going to take away the pain of choosing between your best friend and unconditional love on one side of the scale and money you probably don't have. Don't put your dog on the side of the road. I understand that decision. We2 is not ready to step in and save all dogs put to the side of the road. But if we save one today, God bless all of you for being there for us and for Army.
Wow.
Does that explain it for you, sir?
Yes, sir. Looks like Gary B has a quick question.
Gary, go ahead.
Sorry about that. Well, I just briefly, Dell tasked me to try and get some word out publicly so we can get some momentum with our first rescue dog. And I'm here to tell you, Dell, it looks like we have an advocate in Channel 4 in Tucson. So I'll be rearing that up tomorrow,
Wow.
but it's already in motion. So take
Okay,
that.
lady, I'm sorry, Gary, I don't like cutting anybody off mid-sentence, but I have to at this point because the entire team We2 needs to understand is Gary is coming on board and he is interviewing as our ops for this company. That would be Chief Operational Officer. That means he takes an awful lot of load off of me and our Vice President. It is a big task he has challenged himself with, a huge task. And he and I have talked for weeks before we came to an understanding. I'm sending him his first ops mission. And if this one comes back successful, you will see him with title on our website.
Awesome.
And
No pressure.
now, a butt-kicking hour later, he calls me up and says, we got traction at Channel 4 News. This may be your COO, guys.
Come on now.
I'm sorry it took so long, Dell. I mean,
Well, I told you it was a test and I'd give you plenty of leeway, but you didn't have to take all of it. I thought you'd have it done in 2 minutes.
there you are. We're not finished by any stretch, but I'm so excited about this. And I'll tell you, once we get the word out, this literally is going to explode. If everyone feels that, believe me, if they feel what I feel and what we feel here in the team, I guarantee you this thing is the biggest thing that we've ever been involved in. Not only that we monetarily will benefit from it, but just think of all of the animals that will be able to be saved in their own right and being able to be protected with the insurance platform that's coming out as well. So I'm excited. Thank you for the opportunity. I just want to.
Yeah, tonight I'm not going to stretch it as far as the insurance program. People can read that on the roadmap because we have limited time and a few other things to cover. But thank you for that, Gary, because one of the important things Team We2 needs to understand is we're not hitting the ground. We're hitting the ground running, and we're running hard. So far, all the finances to keep We2 running and operational is coming out of my pocket personally. We have founding members who have invested heavily in our locked, unrug pullable liquidity pools. But I'm funding this And I insist that now we have a director of outreach for Mumbai, India region. We have somebody coming on board that Dr. Stan brought to me that I'm waiting for his email to how he is going to handle several African nations and be the director of African outreach. I have a gentleman that is picking up Brazil. I have a beautiful young lady who's a veterinarian in Sydney, Australia, that wants to put outreach there. And I intend in the coming weeks to have boots on the ground, is the saying, but I want a physical office in Mumbai. I want a physical office in these countries. I want a physical office in Brazil. I want a physical office in Australia. And I don't know what's going on in New Zealand this afternoon, but we have fielded several tech calls at our company's phone for New Zealand. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are on fire and we're going to hit the ground running like nothing you've ever seen. In the coming weeks, in the coming months, we will be global with offices in these countries I've mentioned. Of course, Gary over here is quivering, going, why did I sign up to be the chief operations officer? But he'll do just fine. I believe in him. I really have faith in what he's capable of. But we are putting boots on the ground, ladies and gentlemen. These outreaches and physical offices will be both for the holders of We2 to teach them how that can change their lives with just a few dollars. If your weekly salary is $20 a week in a country, and you put $10 in, and that $10 turns into $500, that's the same thing, ladies and gentlemen, to you if you put in $1,500 and pull out $6,000, if not a lot more. And we are going to go from a few thousand users to a few 100,000 users to many millions of users. We are going to knock the socks off the competition, and we're going to put boots on the ground, sadly on my own budget. If anybody wants to cough up some extra funds, just kidding. We're going to put boots on the ground. We2 organization, the 501c3, it's going to pay for surgeries. And We2 Inc., the company that's going public by the end of this year, is going to deliver to you an unrug pullable, solidified project that anytime you want to buy as little or as much as you want, you can sell as little or as much as you want. It has nothing to do with us. We will not limit you in any way, shape, or form. This is a publicly traded token owned by a company that is this far from being a full licensed fintech with the SEC and taking the company public. Not just a token. Dr. Stan? Oh, Carol has something. Carol, go ahead.
Hey, someone is asking the question, if you could explain for investors the tokenomics and how the price will keep increasing for a long time.
Okay, this is a good question. It's a very important question. We have right now the only powers that I have over this token is the ability to lower its tax rate, so that when we reach $1 billion market cap, I'm going to lower the tax rate from 2%, which gives you a 4.2% slippage. I'm going to lower it to 1 and 1, which will be 2.2% slippage. The next thing I have control over is lowering that to a fraction so that it's less than 1% slippage when we execute the We2 app and our DEX. I have that power over the contract. The only other power I have is reserving tokens to burn them to manage market cap growth. Now, right now, there are several wallets. Anybody doing a token, a token analysis on us will see that there's a 45 trillion, a 45 trillion, a 45 plus trillion tokens. There's 100 trillion tokens over here. These are all slated to be burned, but burned at the right time. Now, the Bernankes of the world, the whoever's our current Fed, they have control over how many dollars are printed and what percentage there is. Okay, how much is in circulation and what percentage does it cost to borrow them to put them into the community? I can't make any more We2s. There are no more We2s that will ever be created. If you look at our contract and when our audit comes out, you'll see there is no minting function. There is no factory function. We're left with this many tokens. My job, managing those two things I have control over, the percentage of our slippage tax and the amount in circulation. As our market cap goes up, I will burn tokens to keep it balanced and becoming closer and closer to our real dollar value. Our plan and our tokenomic picture is that we will burn from 1 quadrillion tokens where we started. We've already burned 51+% of those tokens, but we will burn it down to under 20 trillion tokens so we can reach a penny. After that, it's going to get real hard for We2 Inc. because We2 Inc. will then have to play the Bitcoin, the Ethereum, the Binance game, where at market price, we buy tokens into We2 and then send them to the debt address. So after we get down to 20 trillion and hit a penny, hitting $1 is going to be very expensive for We2. But we're going to effort and mission that. But our goal is that we're going to burn the supply that we have in these reserve wallets. It gives me a chance to let our market cap grow and our price grow. But at a certain point, the two become stagnant and I can drop the market cap by destroying tokens out of the circulating supply. And that gives room for the token to continue to grow. Eventually, the market cap will reach that price and I will destroy another 10 trillion tokens. The two will off balance, the other one will grow, the market cap will catch up, and then I will continue to do that until we reach a penny. Melissa, go ahead with your question.
So just as we're talking about burning and about the rarity of the token, can you explain to maybe some of our newer users, what does that mean, like to buy a fraction of a token, and like how does that affect them as our volume of tokens out there in the public float goes down?
Well, we have nine digits, and it's a very subjective thing, but you look at Bitcoin. When I first started in crypto, I made a huge mistake. Talk about that in some other video. Never underestimate crypto, but I've got a wallet out there that I didn't care about because I thought crypto was a joke. And many years ago, I had 100 Bitcoin. Well, now a person can't buy 100 Bitcoin, but they can buy 0.05 of a Bitcoin, and that represents the same value. The same thing will happen to We2. The same thing will happen to We2. We2s will become $1, and that's fine, but you can still send 50 cents by sending half a We2. If all of We2's organization's prayers are answered, and just like Bitcoin and Ethereum and Dogecoin, 10 years from now, if We2 is $400 a token, which I don't see that as being an impossible goal, but if it's $400 a token, you'll be trading in point something something of a We2 instead of always sending 1,000 We2s. But the number of We2s out in the world will now have grown to that number where that equals that. We've got a lot of shaking the tree to do in the stock market world. We call it shaking the fleas off the dog. So don't take any offense by that, anybody. But a lot of holders at very, very, very cheap back in the 9 zeros, the 8 zeros, and the 7 zeros days for We2. We will have to shake a lot of them loose, and they will naturally look at their wallet and go, oh, I put 1,000 into this 3 years ago. I think I'll take my 300 grand out. And that balances, consolidates the We2 chart. A lot of that'll have to happen on our way to a penny. We've got a long road, folks. I didn't start an easy job. When I decided that I was going to do this, I didn't actually think it was an 80-hour-a-week job, but it is. And I am very happy to be here with people surrounding me. Team We2 is immense, and everybody keeps my energy up. And by the way, if anybody knows Dr. Stan, you know you're not going to be sleeping around him. And secondly, if you don't know Dr. Stan, get some motivation. Listen to this man. He will set your soul on fire. He will send you down the right path, and he will energize you in ways you never knew. He is truly the breakthrough man.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
So what I want to do right now is I want to cover.
But may I mention just real quick our disclaimer, because we're not financial advisors, folks. The information given in this presentation is not financial advice. The information is for educational purposes only. It's not intended to be a solicitation or recommendation for any specific investment. Cryptocurrency involves risk. It is not suitable for everyone. Although I can say by experience, this is low risk, high reward. Back to you, Dale.
Well, you just put me up on a big old pedestal, didn't you? No, there's always risk. But the one risk you don't have to worry about in We2 is we're not going to rug pull. Mark Gibbs over here, my vice president, Brian Gallant involved here, my chief technology officer, Dr. Stan, none of us are in a place where we need money. None of us are in a place where your chief management staff, none of us are in a position where we could rug pull you for a few $1,000s. We're beyond that. We've designed this engine so it can't be rug pulled. And by the way, as of our first official LP burn, liquidity pool burn, where 3% of our liquidity is in the burn pile, We2 can never go away now. You can't pull the rug. It's gone. There's no rug to pull. And as our founding members of our liquidity pool graduate and their lock comes undone and they can take out the liquidity if they want their money, they can leave it in if they don't and want to earn more and more. But at that point, the We2 contract burns the equivalent amount that comes unlocked. She stores it up and waits. And when founding member number one pulls their liquidity out or doesn't, but when their lock comes undone, we burn the equivalent amount that's permanently locked into the blockchain and cannot be removed. Now, speaking of can't be removed, that brings me to a subject I want to just touch on for everybody. We've had a couple people have sent BNB directly to the We2 contract address. Let me explain to you, the We2 Solidity contract running on the blockchain is at a high level of security, and nobody, not me, I created it. I can't touch it. It's running. There is no way to extract tokens out of it. If you send your BNB directly to the contract address, thinking that's how to buy, go to Pancake, go to PooCoin, go to Bog Finance, buy there. But if you transfer BNB or Bitcoin or anything else you want to send to that contract address, it is stuck in there forever. I have no way to pull those tokens out. And to date, several users, several of Team We2 has thrown some BNB accidentally at the contract address. You can go look at our contract. There's 7 BNB stuck in there. It will always be stuck in there. There is no way to extract it. It is for security reasons that I designed the contract that way, so that the wallet that owns We2 can't be violated in a way to take cryptocurrency out of our token. It's locked for a reason. We're not scamming you. We're not going to rug pull you. But if you send BNB, Bitcoin, Ethereum, anything you want to send, if you send it to the We2 contract address, it's stuck in there forever, ever and ever and ever and ever. There is no pulling it out. So please follow the directions. Dr. Stan's working with a couple people to get We2 Academy online, where you can see what to do and how to do it properly. Reach out to Carol anytime you want, except at 2 a.m. That's when she passes out for 30 minutes, but she'll be
I was
back
just
up.
gonna say, I'm cutting it off at 1 o'clock.
Good for you, hon. Please. I'd cut it off a little earlier. You're working too hard. But reach out to Carol. She'll help you. But don't send any cryptocurrency directly to our contract. It's locked in there forever and ever and ever, and there is no way to get it out. That security that I provided Team We2, there's a lot of Solidity contracts out there that leave that little door open. Nope, can't do it. Can't do it. Closed door. So if you send it there, it's gone. I can't reimburse you. We2 can't reimburse you because it wasn't We2's mistake. It's We2's security. You just walked up to the doghouse and threw a B&B worth of money over the barbed wire fence, and We2's just going to sit on it forever. That's how that goes. Don't send any cryptocurrency directly to the contract address. So I've said that. I've gotten through. That was my last item on the list, Dr. Stan. So I can open it up to questions for myself, Mark Gibbs.
Okay.
Mark Gibbs sitting here. He's our vice president. He wants some interaction. He wants people to ask him questions.
Well, yeah, someone asked a question. They said, with all this money that's being made, like, where does the money come from?
The money comes from like any other stock out there. Let's say you're engaging, pick a stock, Ford, Apple, Boeing. Please don't pick Boeing. Another story. But no, buy Boeing. Everybody, no, I'm not a financial advisor. I own some Boeing, and that one didn't go as well as other stocks. But when you buy into a stock, the more people that buy Ford, the higher the price goes. The more people that sell Ford, the lower the price goes. Okay. Now, in the world of stock markets, there's a middleman in here that a lot of people don't understand. He's called the market maker. They're the little bankers that are exchanging dollars for Ford paper, dollars for Ford paper. Okay. In the real stock markets of the world, the market makers have a lot of ability to modify how they make those trades. I think that was the most elegant way I could say that. In our scenario, we have an automated market maker system. There is no room for fudge. It literally keeps the piles balanced. So the more B&B, the less We2, the more valuable We2 is. The other way around, people sell their We2s, We2's price goes down and the B&B goes down. But the number of We2s in that liquidity pool raise. It is a simple balance equation that's always fair and honest. And you have no other market makers out there trying to play games from other countries and doing things. If anybody's a stock trader, you know the word market maker sometimes makes people's hairs go poof on the back of the neck. Most of them are legitimate, honest people. Some of them aren't. But in the crypto world, if you structure your token properly and only use legitimate exchanges, it's balanced. There's no playing around. It is literally always going to stay balanced. So the more people that come in, the more valuable We2 is. The more people that sell their We2s, the other way around. If that answers the question, the money comes from people joining and the number of tokens they hold, just like any other stock or commodity transaction. You look at gold or oil. The more people that want to buy oil futures, the higher the price goes. The more people that want to sell their oil futures, the lower the price goes. And that's what drives, by the way, little secret, that's why gas is so expensive. It isn't this government, this supply, that supply. It is simply speculators using fear to drive the price up. And we all go down and pay it at the gas station. That's where the money comes from, my friend. The other side of that is, if you're in the proper crypto project and you're in the right position, when you go down to fill your tank, you probably won't care what the gas is. Two ways of looking at it. Take over, Dr. Stan. Give me another question. James Little.
James Little. He's got a little question. Hey, James, you can unmute, sir.
Oh, well, you know what? It just pretty much got answered when that last. Because
Okay.
I heard earlier we should buy and sell, but I just heard we should, they asked where the money was coming from. So just like any stock, you should buy and hold, I guess. So
Well,
that was
buy and
my
trade,
question.
buy and trade, buy and hold, do whatever financial advice that you get from a professional is as far as how to trade the dips and the highs, or set it and forget it. Both methods
Okay.
will make you money in this project,
All right.
because as we bring in 100,000 holders and 1 million holders and multi-million holders, and then veterinarians around the world are using We2 as currency, it's where the money comes from.
That brought up another question. How many holders do we have? Or
Dr.
is
Stan,
that
you
not?
got the stats right here, right now. We've gone from 200 to 1,700. My screens are a little flubbered over here trying to watch this entire meeting. I've got a couple screens and I still can't find where.
1,661 to be exact.
Beautiful.
And our first goal is 2,500, right?
Yes, sir.
2,500 by March 25th.
And that gets us,
Okay.
our coin market cap window. Then we can apply and jump in there. And once we have that, the rest of the world will see us as a sponsored, legitimate contract. And then we will start moving on to getting Binance.us and KuCoin listings as well, so that you can exchange there. We're also looking into Robinhood, but that's still up in the air whether we're gonna go in that direction.
I'm familiar with KuCoin and the other ones. So, okay. Those
Fantastic.
were my questions. Thank you.
Okay, Carol, you had a question, hon? You're muted. Carol, you're muted.
Okay, sorry about that. This is a great call. You've touched on a lot of things tonight, and I think one thing it would be good to touch on is explaining what happens when we take money out and we put it back in, as far as the zeros go and the timestamp that we got it and the price we got it at, because I think people need to understand that. And a real quick little testimony, I hold on to mine and let it grow, but also there's times I have to take out because you have a special need. And we have a lady that got in at $500. I've talked about her before. She got in at $500 and had to take a disability check to do it. It went up to 30-some thousand. Her car broke down today and she didn't have money to fix it. And she was able to take out the $2,000 she needed to get that car fixed. And I just praise God for the opportunity to help his people. So she waited. She says, I'm not touching anymore. I just love this. But the thing is when she needed it, it was there and she could take it out.
Anytime you want.
No holes, absolutely.
Yep.
But I do think you need to explain to people that I had somebody else that sold some of theirs and then they turned around and put it right back in. And now they want to take it right back out. And I think it's important to let people know that if that's the reason you're doing it, that it isn't when you take it out high and you come back in low so much as the fact that you're giving up tokens that maybe you bought a price of 7 zeros and a 5-7, and then it dropped down to 6 zeros. And when it gets to 6 zeros and a 5-7, if you sold it and you came back in when it was 6 zeros and a 1-2, you're not getting the 10 times your money, because that time stamp of the price that you paid for it changed.
Right.
Is that correct?
I think, Carol, I think we're going to have to face that with a quick précis from our vice president about that issue, but he's going to follow that up as soon as we get We2 Academy up and running, Dr. Stan. Mark is going to do a few things on teaching people some basics of cost average trading. And I'm going to put the meeting over to Mark for a moment and see if he can see the philosophy that will answer your question, Carol, because it's very important. If you're going to play in and out, You better
To know
know
what you're doing.
2 + 2 is 4, and 4 - 2 is not the right direction to go. So, but the basics are very simple. And if you study it, and you can Google this stuff after Mark gives you an idea of what you're going to go look for your information. But if you play the numbers right, playing the dips, buy here, sell some up here, keep some in reserve, and then next time it dips down, use your reserves to buy more, you will build your stack of We2s instead of losing your stack of We2s. But the whole time you'll have residual money that you can actually go down and fill your gas tank with. So Mark, I'm going to put the floor over to you for a minute
Thank you.
because listen, ladies and gentlemen, Mark is our vice president. I trust him as a friend that if I had to have him hold the ladder, I'm not afraid that he's going to let go. He's a good man. And I say, come on now, man. He's a good man. And he and I both go out and use our hands to build houses and rehab properties and then rent them out below market value. That's what we do on the side. And I trust this man. Not only that, it's a hard thing to admit, but he is a far better numbers man, trader man, and stock market dude than I am. Far better. So, Mark, you have the floor. I'm muted and I'm out of the conversation for about.
Thanks, Bill. Someone's not muted. Okay. With Dr. Stan and I, as soon as he gets his academy up and going, I want to sit down and talk with people about getting in and out of the market a little bit. And everybody has heard buy low, sell high. And that's the idea. But we want to teach you how to live with it. I mean, so many people buy a little bit and think, okay, I've made this amount and I'm going to sell everything. I'm in and out. And that doesn't get you anywhere. I mean, it might turn $500 into $5,000 and you walk away. But did $5,000 change your life? Dr. Breakthrough will tell you it doesn't. You know, but $500 to $50,000, we've already seen it, Carol, and a few others. It's happened already to several people. Okay, that's life changing. Okay, I'll give you an idea. So far, every dime I've made, I haven't taken a dime out yet. Dell and I and a few others are in a position where we don't need it, but we're in it for the long haul. We want to see this work for everybody. We want everybody to make money, right? So you saw just recently there we tapped up to 85 million in market cap. Do most of you follow the market cap of the on like KuCoin or something like that? Shake heads, yes. Okay, so you kind of follow every day where we are. Well, fear is the #1 driver for most people in their investment fields. And as soon as it started going down, boy, everybody started selling, you know, and it's a scary, scary thing. Let's get away from us for just a second. Biggest company in the world right now is Apple, right? And if you follow it at all, recently their price has been coming down, coming down, coming down. Many people are afraid of that and they're bailing out of it. I guarantee you Dell isn't. You know, several of us are backing up the truck because we want to buy more of it. Nobody in this room believes that Apple's going away, right? Nobody in this room, and the way Dell is setting up our company, We2, it's not going away. We're not here for the short term. We're not here for the quick profit and run. We're here for the long term. But we want to explain to you how to get your money in, get some of it back, and let the rest ride. Now, when this market just got hit and we dropped significantly, what did we drop, Dell? About a 20 million market cap?
Yeah, we dropped 20 million in 2 days.
Okay.
But
Everybody.
that's people that got their money out because we don't hold back. We let you, if that's the choice you make, then we'll consolidate.
That's right. And so that doesn't hurt us. People think, oh my God, it's dropping. I'm hoping you've got a little pulled out, set aside, that when you see that drop, You can be one of the We Too warriors and jump in and buy 1, 2, 3 B&B's worth and start bolstering the company. So there will be points where everybody's wondering, well, if I get in now, when do I get out? And should I get out? I've doubled my money. I've tripled my money. Should I take all my money and run? No, that's not what we're here for. We're here to make it a life-changing event for a lot of people. We're here to create a situation that's going to change the world for a lot of animals, for a lot of pet owners, for a lot of people. Okay, we just want to make this so people understand how to get in and how to get out. And we'll set up simple little 3-minute videos that give you a little glimpse of each system. And if somebody sends in a question and says, hey, I've got a question about this, we'll answer that exact question, because if you have that question, lots of other people have that same question. And so we can all learn from each other and we can watch. I know, Dr. Stan, I know Dell, I know Carol, we've all had situations where we've met somebody and some amazing things have already happened in a small way. There's only 1,600 of us. Wait till there's 25,000 of us. Wait till there's 50,000 of us. Wait till there's 150,000 of us, okay? And everybody's in a different situation in life. So some people need the money right now. Some people want to push it for a little bit later. It's going to work for everybody, though, if we follow a few rules and make it work for everybody. Dell?
Yes, sir.
Like Brad has a question. Brad.
Okay.
And thank you, Mark. That was great. But Brad has a question, Dell, if you're.
Brad, go ahead and take the question. I was going to say something, but I can keep track of myself, I hope. Maybe I should write it down.
Well, you go first. You go first. Seriously.
Today is one of the greatest days so far. We're going to have greater and greater and greater and greater days. But listen to me. Today, Dr. Stan, I heard that the We Too project is pouring it on to save a little dog's life. A dog that, quite frankly, if nobody else wants to take, I'll take. And if we can't get his use of his limbs back, I'll take him, and I'll take him for a walk every day, and I'll carry his little belly as he does his business, because he's a precious little creature. But today I heard that We Too is saving or attempting to save that animal, or at least comfort him in his final days. Whatever the outcome is in God's hands, not mine. I'm just here to get Team We Too together to pour the cash down. And then Carol brings up the fact that one of Team We Too put in, now listen, folks, I'm gonna back that one up. I could never authorize, recommend, or even tolerate. I mean, my eyes went like, you put your last dollars in? That's not how to invest. That's not how to manage your money. But God be willing, and Team We Too behind you, you fixed your car and you still have a monster stack growing. So We Too helped a Team We Too member fix their car today and started down the path of saving souls and giving them comfort and saving their lives. And this has only begun. When I mean, we are on the verge, Aim, of a surgery or rescue, a medical treatment per day. We're just around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. And if we have 1 million users, we'll be doing it 5, 6, 7 times a day around the world. And all the time, while we're doing that from the 501c3, all of you out there, Team We Too, are going to say, well, I put $1,000 in, or I put $500 in, or I put $5,000 in, and I've now got 30 grand and I can pay off my car. So it's no longer on me. I can pay off that credit card. I can pay my rent, my electric. I can fix my car. My son just knocked his front teeth out, and I have $5,000 in orthodontics bills. Pull it out of We Too. And thank you, Team We Too. Thank you. This is a momentous Monday, my butt. This is a momentous Monday, because we're trying to save a dog's life. And today a Team We Two member took a little bit of money, turned it into enough to fix her car, and she's still looking at retirement coming around the corner. So Brad, I give you the floor after that one. I've been chewing on that since I had to walk away from the desk for a minute, but I've been chewing on it, running through my head. My gosh, today was the most momentous day in We Two's history so far, because today we saved a Team We Two member and their car, and we're working on saving Army Rescue 1. Before I give you the floor, Brad, I got to tell you, we decided a long time ago that every rescue and every surgery we do will be denoted on our website as the animal's full first name, rescue or surgery, and the number of which one it is. And it just goes that Army Rescue 1 is engaged, and we're pouring it down. And meanwhile, Carol, if that lady's on board this meeting, it wouldn't be bad if she said, I'm fixing my car. Brad, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you. Awesome. Awesome. I am, first of all, extremely grateful to you and the whole team that has made this thing run and has given us this opportunity. We here, or I should say, we raise puppies. You know, that's one of the things we do to make money. And so my heart is with, you know, the whole mission behind this. My heart is also with the mission of changing people's lives. And if we can change our lives financially, we can help not only animals, but we can further the kingdom of God. We can help the down and out people that are broke. We can help kids that need fed, that need shelter. My heart is pounding saying this.
Brad.
This is such an opportunity. And it bothers me big time to see people pulling out big amounts of money, because you are shooting yourself in the foot. You know, I was blessed to get in this a little bit over a month ago.
Wow.
My account has grown.
Are you one of my whales, Brad?
I might be a whale, but I'm not, at least a dolphin. My account has grown to multi six figures, and I am beside myself thankful to God. And
now remember, when it's time, Brad, that you want your money, you're welcome to do what you do. But
I don't want it yet.
It is a lot wiser to take out $500 a minute.
That's what I was getting at.
To take a couple $100,000 all at once.
What I was going to get at.
That's
what I was
wise
going
for
to
you, and it's wise for you in a tax. When I say tax, not the other one the government's going to charge, but in the impact fee of doing trades on Pancake Swap. If you say, I want $100,000, you can take it out of We Two. But if you do, you're going to lose half of it in the impact fee. Right. If you set it up as a recurring transaction, and we're efforting giving that to Team We Two from our website in the near future. But when you set it up as a recurring transaction, listen, if you want $100,000, that's fine. But there is nothing wrong with $500 a minute. Nothing wrong with it. You'll save the tax, and We Two's chart will do a consolidation instead of a and then build back up. We'll consolidate. People will buy your dips. Take it out however you want. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not going to even try that. But I will tell you this. If you take it out all at once, it's going to hurt, and it's only going to make We Two stronger, because that impact fee goes into the liquidity pool.
It helps everybody.
It helps everybody. But what the heck's wrong with $500 a minute?
Exactly. And that is where it's actually where I was heading. Not per minute necessarily, but that's where I was heading. You guys, for the newer people on here that don't totally understand what's going on, and I don't totally understand crypto or the trading thing, but I'm seeing it happen in my account. So I'm developing passion and understanding as we go. We had what, close to $100,000 come out this past week? And what did it affect us? But a $10 million market cap at the moment. That is incredible.
It
But
was
think
far
about the
more,
fact that
it
when that
was
first
far
person-
more than 100 grand. It
That's
was
how much it was. I just know
way more than 100 grand. We were doing 96,000 a day and 120,000 a day out. And within hours later, other people bought. And
Right,
those
right.
people that were selling out based on fear, uncertainty, and disinformation, which we have a video out about that. But those people that jumped out at that point, they had come in at 9 and 8 zeros. And because of this little fear campaign that got ran against us, which by the way has been corrected, we're all good. Everybody's settled down and learned what We2 is about on that side of the fence. But during that period of time, what really happened, and this is sad because I got to tell this, Dr. Stan will back this up and explain me a little more for this. But the people that ran in fear and took their hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars out didn't affect our chart at all because of consolidation and people buying in.
That's so freaking powerful.
They
So powerful.
didn't dilute We2. They diluted themselves, but I've tracked everyone, not the little ones, not the $50 transactions, but where people were taking out 20, 30, 40 grand. I think was 5 grand was where Brian and I were taking notice and going, okay, who was it? Not who. We can't tell who. We only get the 0x number. We don't know where you're located in the world. We don't know who you are. We don't track your emails. We don't ask for membership. You don't have to recruit people. This is a real currency being created in front of you. But when that was happening, what really happened, Brad, is that people that had bought down here sold here. So now those tokens are now held by people that bought them at the new price level. And that gives us what's called the next leg up in the stock market trade, in the commodity trade, in anything. If I'm selling seashells for beads, we got a trading pattern here going. And that consolidation period where we went steady across here, yeah, we dropped down $180,000 as somebody pulled out, and they pulled back up and it down and pulled back up, pulled back up. They can't touch We2 because we're a solid program. And what happened was we shook out some of those whales, and God bless them, because I researched every transaction. I saw it with my own eyes. Every one of those people made tremendous profits. Tremendous profits, but we shook the fleas off the dog. It wasn't my doing. Somebody else got in there and decided that, it was time to run away.
Nice.
And, and what ended up happening is they caused a great consolidation in We2, which was needed, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to see patterns like this again. Okay. If we shoot up, if listen to me, folks, if we get 100,000 people from Mumbai, and Kenya looks like maybe the first place we're going to be opening some doors in the continent of Africa. If we get 100,000 people jump in, our price is going to go through the roof. A lot of you are going to shake loose because you'll just look at it and go, that was kind of like about 10 times more than I've ever made my entire life. I want it now. Okay, that's the way We2 works. Please take it out responsibly, but it's yours to take out all at once if you want to pay an outrageous impact fee. It's all yours. It's your money. You're playing this. We2 and the organization only makes its shake off of your transactions, not holding you. So you're willing to do that. Do it responsibly. But every one of those people that got shook loose by this fear campaign, every one of them, I checked, every one of them walked out making a lot of profit. A lot of those people were very early day investors. Shaking them loose left us room. We've gone through a week of consolidation. We are ready for what's known in the business of any kind of trading, no matter what, the next leg up. When we reach
Ready,
that
I'm ready
next,
for that one.
when we reach that next leg up, we're going to shake people loose again. So you're going to go up and you're going to go, oh my, I put in $5,000 and it's worth $80,000. Wait a minute. Now it's only worth 30 grand. What happened? We're consolidating people that bought way down here in our chart. We're consolidating them to the new price, and the tokens will continue to grow. And then we'll go to 1 million people holding We2. So when a fear campaign comes against you, you got one of two choices: either help We2 by freaking out and selling, or help We2 by holding fast and waiting for the next leg up. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, I set this thing as a free trading engine with liquidity locked. Nobody in this company makes money off the tokens. We're making money off the company as it goes public.
And
More
you touched on a couple things that I had in my head. We are a community, so let's have each other's backs. And especially for the newer people, again, the ones that don't totally understand, the ones that didn't have a lot of money to put in. Do you understand what your hands are on? Do you understand that when we lose a zero, that's 10 times your money? We have 5 zeros to lose, I think it is, before we get to a penny. You understand $1,000 can turn into $10 million?
For real.
How important was it for you to go buy that lazy boy chair you wanted for 500 that just cost you $10 million? Keep
Look.
your money in. Let the big guys, if they want to do their little trading tactics, have at it. But let's
Okay.
keep the community going. So, yeah,
Hey,
the little
Brad.
guys, you got your hands on a monster. You got multiple eggs in your basket.
You
This
rely
is
on
the
us,
ostrich
too.
egg. Don't lose it. Okay, I'm done.
No. Oh, mute
You
for a
gotta
second.
get your audio on.
Mine is.
I'll
Mute
run
yours
it.
for a second.
There we go.
Okay,
Let's
I'm on.
see.
Brad,
Folks,
this
if you
is
have a
Mark.
question,
You're not.
please raise your hand. Don't unmute your line, please.
How about now?
Yeah, hold on a second here. Folks, if you have a question, raise your hand.
Can you hear me?
We have to get ready to close. We're over time here, but raise your hand if you have a question. I see Melissa Steinacker.
Okay, we're trying.
And Cece, let's see.
Dr. Stan, right now, Mark has a point, and I'm trying to get figured out. Unfortunately, today, his office is being painted. And so he's right across the street from me here in my office, sharing a desk. So we have to work out this mute thing. Do you not have audio on yours?
I'm here. I hear now. Mute
Yeah,
yours
we're
for a
getting
second.
Probably
feedback.
if you mute yours, Dale, he'll be okay.
Let's try that.
Are you muted?
Yeah, because your mic is still picking up my.
Just 1, 2, 3, 4.
There we go.
Dr. Stan, can you hear Mark?
We can hear him fine.
Okay.
You're on, but you can't hear what anybody says.
Brad, what's happening, and I gotta say, I really enjoyed your questions and where you're going. And everybody in life is at a different step. So maybe right now, buying that lazy boy has been a dream of somebody's. So they can take, now, I agree with you 100%. If they take out 500, they could have waited 6 more months and maybe taken out 5,000. But every little step in everybody's life is at a different level. So if that person wants that lazy boy and that's his next step, let him take him. As you said, there are 5 zeros to get rid of. If you got 1,000 in and it became 5,000 and you take out 1,000 for something that you like, do it, enjoy it, share it. Maybe you got a present to buy for somebody else. Maybe you can do something for somebody else. But we shake another zero off. That 5,000 is now 50,000. Now it could have been 70,000, but 50,000 is still pretty amazing. Shake another zero, that's 500,000. You know, it just goes. So I don't want everybody to feel like if I need to spend a dime, I'm afraid to spend that dime. Take a little schnitzel here and there. we have to enjoy life as we build life, right? And I mean, nobody enjoys life or pushes life better than you, Dr. Stan. So, I mean, I got to tell you something. I had something to say last week and I wanted to talk about it. You talked and I thought, well, damn, nothing's going to sound any good now. So I told Dell, I said, I'm out. But I just want, Brad, what you said and what you brought up and what you brought to the table today, and you said you're fairly new to crypto, is the same that a lot of other people are thinking. And thank you for bringing that up, and thank you for sharing, and thank you for asking those questions, because that just opens up the entire floor for everybody else to learn more. And you don't have to know everything in crypto to make it work. You just have to know a little and have a few people that are around you that will give you some good direction, and then do your own research. And Dr. Stan's creating a way to get an amazing amount of information out of the different programs that you can learn yourself. And then if you have a question, put your hand up like Lance and a few others and ask those questions, and let's all learn from each other. I'm off.
Righty, folks, we're gonna get ready to come to a close. So very quickly,
Well,
Cecil.
real quick,
Oh,
I want CC Rich. I want her question. She's got her hand up for a while. CC?
Yes, my question is the initial amount to start. Where is the link to sign up? Is there a separate app for it? And I'm trying to think. Yeah, I had a couple of other questions. I should have wrote them down. I'm so sorry.
Hun, don't worry, because I know exactly who you need. Carol, can you send her in a private chat your information and have her contact you and answer those questions for her? Carol is our outreach director. She is the director of outreach, but she is currently the only outreacher in our outreach department. And this poor Hun, please don't be mean to her, because we got a lot of people in here tonight, but she is busting her hind end, and I've got staff coming on board to help her outreach department. Reach out to her. That's what outreach means. Reach out to her, and she will guide you through those questions, CC, and answer everything in the logistics of how to buy, how to sell. But one of the most important things, I'll reiterate, ladies and gentlemen, all of you, get out there, find the cryptocurrency exchange that suits you, whether it's KuCoin, Binance.us, many others out there. Set up an account and get your KYC, that's know your customer, finished, so that you can move your earnings to cash and put it in your bank account and spend it.
And that is the hardest step.
It is. You actually have to sit down with the banker, give him your real information, show him a copy of your electric bill. If you go in to open up a Bank of America, you can't just walk in and say, hi, I'm Joe, I want a bank.
Right.
You got to give them your credit card. You got to prove your address. You got to give them your social security number, because this is real money, folks. And it's a real exchange. You have to go through that step. And it's not super complex. Go to Binance.us and follow their instructions, set up an account, do your KYC. Go to KuCoin, set up an account, do your KYC, give them the information, link your bank account.
Call Carol.
Or call Carol. I'm
Do
sorry.
we have
that
time to grab Lance before we
Yes,
call it a day?
I'm gonna recognize Lance here for a second, and then I'm gonna throw this over to the man that closes every meeting, the man that there is no other like Dr. Stan. So Lance, quickly before you have to follow Dr. Stan.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. Listen, question, hypothetically, if a person were to put in 3,000 and that was their investment, and their investment grew and they wanted to take out 3,000, are they taxed on that 3,000, or is that their cost basis?
Okay, here's the point, is that what happens is when you're in the crypto world, as long as you're changing it around in crypto to crypto to crypto to crypto, there is nothing tax-wise in any country as of now, this moment. That may change. But as long as you're moving around from crypto to crypto to crypto, that's not even a subject to talk about yet. I'm sure it's coming, and I welcome regulation. But As soon as you take it, sell it to BNB, put it in Binance.us or KuCoin or others, and convert it to cash and send it to your bank, then you're going to have to answer to that.
So you will be taxed on your cost basis then.
Yeah, but that is a question for your tax consultant, whether it's a
Okay.
tax attorney or CPA. Those
Okay.
questions are for them in whatever jurisdiction or country you may be in, because I have to realize, ladies and gentlemen, I'm no longer the CEO of something in Benson, Arizona. I'm running a multinational company for you. So I have to watch those P's and Q's and let you know what jurisdiction you're in. But I do
Okay.
know this currently, in no nation I'm aware of, holding and swinging it back and forth in the crypto world is not taxable by any government. But the moment you turn it into their fiat money, move it to your bank account and go buy a tank of gas, that becomes something you need to consider.
All right, thank you.
And another thing, Dal, is that when you call me, if anybody has sold it and has BNB, we are always looking for BNB. I mean, I'm just now ordering on Binance US. I just sent in $11,000 to buy BNB, and that'll be gone by tomorrow. Actually, probably before tomorrow. And so we can't get enough of it because there's so many people that call me that haven't gotten set up on an exchange to be able to purchase their own. And then that holds them back from being able to buy WE2, because you have to have BNB to buy WE2. So if you're able to get set up on those exchanges, or if you're exchanging crypto to some other crypto to BNB, it's good to have that done, because we just can't keep enough on hand. And if you have BNB that you're going to turn into cash, let me know before you do that, because we may be able to buy it from you, because it helps other people that have difficulty getting it themselves.
That's a good statement. I'm going to recognize one more question, because Crypto Bread Man, you got the floor.
Good night, all. Dale, well, you just learned, just from the information you just gave tonight in reference to, you don't know of any country that doesn't tax you in terms of turning crypto into fiat. Well, tonight you're gonna learn one. I'm from Bermuda and we have no taxes. So you just learned it.
I know that, sir. And you just filled my VP up with information he did not need. Some facts are need to know basis.
I go sailing too.
Okay.
No, there's a reason why there's some very beautiful banking structures in Bermuda around crypto exchanges. I love you, brother. That was a good piece of information. And by the way, I don't know if everybody on board knows, but I grew up in the Caribbean. I grew up in St. Thomas, St. Croix, St. Kitts, a little bit in Puerto Rico, some in BVI. I am an island boy.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, if anybody's keeping track, trust me, I was the whitest boy in my schools. And it was an absolutely wonderful childhood. I yearn to be back to open, free cultures that recognize nothing than we're all brothers. And I yearn for that. I raised my kids there. And I'm thinking about taking my boys straight on back to the school. I went to Antilles. I went to the public school in St. Thomas, and I went to Antilles school in St. Thomas. And I would be honored to have my 7-year-old attend school there. It was a beautiful, beautiful life. Thank you so much. Dr. Breakthrough, do we have a moment for Pedro to ask a question?
Okay. Yeah, folks, this had to be the last one. I got a bunch of people in line waiting to sign up. Okay, so let's go. Pedro.
I have a question. When you're selling or buy the WE2, why is not accurate?
That when you say it's not accurate, the price when you're on Pancake or any other exchange, buying or selling We2s. While you're there, the price may move up and down, and you're getting an estimated quote, okay? An estimated quote. When you do the transaction, it'll actually transfer at that moment. Now, there are ways to trade crypto with what's called fixed price trading, but you may be waiting a while. So on the open market or market price trading, what you're seeing is an estimated quote that you're going to give this much BNB and get this much back, or the other way around. I'm going to give this many We2s and get this much BNB. Well, that is a fluctuating price while you're sitting there deciding, do I push go or not? The price is changing. So at any given moment, there may be a little differential, but that happens in any trading environment. When I'm on E-Trade buying Apple, which by the way, I bought Apple today. I heard that brought up earlier. She went way down for, I don't know what reason, but I know I'm not a fond friend of iPhones. I'm a Galaxy user, wherever my Galaxy is. I'm a Galaxy user. I like my Samsungs, but Apple's not going anywhere, folks. So when it went down today, I said, oh, I've got to own some more Apple. I bought the dips. That answer your
Well,
question?
I'm buying you an Apple computer, a MacBook for Christmas
No, you're not.
because you love Apple so much.
No, you're not. I already have your computer ordered. Hush up.
Okay.
I love you.
All right.
Carol. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to conclude the meeting tonight by thanking everybody from the heart and soul of We2 Project. We have made milestones today. It is wonderful what we've done. We are about to explode, ladies and gentlemen. I'm preparing for an April 6th nationwide radio interview. I've got a TV interview coming. We are going to pour it on for you. We're going to have boots on the ground in Mumbai, India in less than 60 days. We are pouring it on. Thank you, Team We2, for joining us tonight. We've had a momentous Monday meeting. Dr. Stan, close us out, and God bless all.
Wow, well, thank you. And by the way, in the chat, I put down, Dale, I had a fellow that had some hard questions for you, and you took him on head on. And after 3 questions, he's like, oh my goodness, I'm all the way in. And now Howard's one of our best. He's a techie guy, really helping a lot of people out now. So I put that conversation that had 30 minutes. Is very powerful. You want to get that from the chat. And let me just close with this, folks. You might be wondering, like, again, here's what I tell everybody. This won't compete with anything. It actually will complement anything you're doing, and it will enhance, enable, and empower you to do whatever you do better. And so, my friend, it's not network marketing. And if you like network marketing, though, you'll love this. And if you hate network marketing, you're really going to love this, because you're purchasing an appreciating asset with a set it and forget it system set on autopilot, my friend. And so here's the thing, though. You say, well, why would you? Because people keep saying to me, Doc, if it's not a referral program, why do you keep telling everybody? Why? Well, because I care about people. Dale's passionate about dogs. I'm passionate about winning souls. I tell people I do business for a living. And I win souls for a living. I just do business to pay expenses and to be able to bless more people. But here's the thing. When something is this good, you can't keep it to yourself. People keep saying, what's your link? I don't have a link. They said, but surely you got to have. No, we don't have a link. There's no referral link. You purchase from the company. And I get that from 2 Kings chapter 7, where these lepers went into a camp and all this abundance. These lepers said, you know what? We're going to die out here. But we might as well go into the camp because there's a chance they might take us as prisoners. And when they walked into the camp, nobody was there. All this food, all this gold, all this silver. And after eating a while and sitting down, they said, you know what? We don't do well if we don't go tell somebody. And folks, I just want to challenge you. Tell somebody about the good things that are going on here at We2. Tell somebody about the pets that are being helped. Tell somebody about moms that could barely, like one mother took her rent money. Nobody would tell her to do it, but took her rent money, a single parent, 3 children. And in 2 weeks, she had tripled her money and was able to pull her money out, pay her rent, and have money left over that she could have never had before. Go tell somebody that people here care about people, care about pets, and care about helping you to be more profitable. So with that, we close. Peace, breakthrough, and divine increase. If you've got a question, you can call me directly, 717-275-3508, because I see a few hands going up, 717-275-3508. On behalf of the We Too team, we say, God bless you. We believe in you. We love you. God bless you. Bring 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 people next Monday. We'll see you.
Thank you, team. God bless you all.
Thank you.
Y'all can
Good
unmute
night.
and say, hey. Good night, John
Bye.
Boy.
Thank
Good
you
night,
so much.
Leon.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Awesome
Good
footage.
night, good night.
Good night. This was really great. Thank you.
Thank you. That was
Thank you. Good
winner.
night.
Good
Thank
everyone.
you.
Good evening.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Dr. Raymond. Thanks, Dale.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes.
Phone number one more time. Billionaires.
Awesome.
Phone number one
more time.
717-275-3508.
Can you put it in the chat, please, so we can
I
copy?
did. And I put Carol's in as well, but I'll do it a third time. All righty.
Thank you.
There it is in the chat. God bless you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
Appreciate you all as well.
Good night.
Okay, we'll see you.
Night.
Hey, good
Thank
night.
you,
Thank you
Robert.
for
Good
joining
night,
us,
ladies
Alan.
and gentlemen.
Thank you so much for
Australia.
your time.
Thanks for joining us, Clarence. Thank you. All
No
right, God
doubt.
bless you.
Good
All right.
night.
God
You
bless.
need plus
Shiro.
one in front of that 7 number.
Say it again.